Robert, good to see you again. Tell us a little bit about yourself and the farm first off.
Right, we're here at Criswell Grange on a lovely spring day. The sun's shining and we can hear all the birds and everything. It's a wonderful day, and this will be the 6th time I've hosted cereals. Of course, 2 years ago in 2020, we got to this stage, we got to this time of year, and then COVID came, and we just came into the site a week or two later and just sprayed the whole thing off with Roundup. And it was great disappointment, but there we were. Anyhow, 2 years later, we're back here again hosting cereals. So I'm really looking forward to it. The farm here is about 500 hectares here in this particular unit. It's one of about four or five farms I have in the Royston area. This particular farm, it's a mixed farm. We've got arable cropping here, including sugar beet. We also have an 1800 ewe flock as well, which has just finished lambing, and we've also got 60 cow suckler herd, and I also rent land out on this farm for an outdoor pig unit, and they've got 900 sows there. So there's a lot of livestock on this farm, and it's very much part of mixed farming, which interests me, is what I want to do.
Okay, perfect. Last time cereals was here, 2018, you mentioned that the whole industry is going through big changes. You were interested in what was going to happen. 4 years on, how are you feeling about things? And
well, of course, in 2018, we'd had the referendum. We knew we were coming out, but it was still very early days. Here we are, 2022, and well, with the referendum seems quite a while ago, we're out, but of course enormous things have happened. In addition to Brexit, we've had COVID, which has been going on for 2 years and has had a big effect on the farming industry. And now, of course, within the last 6 weeks, we've had what's been going on in Ukraine, which is seismic. And it's completely changed things for us. How we're going to move forward, and we're moving a bit into the unknown. I like to think I run a business here. Some mornings I get up and I think I'm running a casino. The way things are. I mean, moving forward. I mean, a lot of people, particularly non-farming friends, who say to me, "Oh, look at your grain prices at the moment." Once again, farmers, in the make again. But on the other flip side of the coin, we've seen fuel prices double or nearly triple, and we've seen fertilizer prices go up to sort of 3 to 4 times what they were before this happened. And of course, then the price is one thing, but then there's concerns of the availability as well.
So looking at kind of how cereals is laid out this year, the things that are going to be on offer, are you hoping to find answers to a few of these questions at the event?
Well, there's a lot of things. I mean, we're still, what are we, about 6-7 weeks away from cereals. There's a situation happening out in Ukraine, which is one of the biggest things at the moment, which is sort of happening in, well, not the background, the foreground really. And of course, the move away from BPS, direct payments, onto the environmental payments, that is ongoing. And we've always got a situation, as we are at the moment, we're waiting for decisions, we're waiting to see what's going to happen, and we've had the situation suddenly changed in that we've all been talking about regenerative farming, environmental farming, rewilding, all sorts of these things. You suddenly had Ukraine and Russia knocked out of the grain exporting trade, and that's sort of 30% of the world's production. We've suddenly had that happen in the background. So people suddenly said, well, instead of growing wildflowers, we've got to get back to feeding the country. We've got a growing population, growing demand, and we've rather got settled in a pattern, oh, we can't grow it, we'll just import it. Well, actually, you can't do that anymore. So, you know, things are changing again. The environmental side, what we're going to have to do and what's expected of us, that hasn't really changed yet. But, you know, at the beginning of the day, our most important job we have to is food producers.
Yeah, there's a balancing act there.
Absolutely.
Okay. Looking at the kind of plots today, and we've had a very mild winter. We've had a lot of. So, how have you seen any challenges with the establishment and the growth?
Well,
of
the challenge, you're absolutely right. We've had a mild winter. And the other thing, in addition to a mild winter, we've had a very dry winter. And on this farm, we only get about an average rainfall of 580 millimetres anyhow. And it's so low rainfall on very light, free draining soils here as well. I mean, I always say, you know, every year at Cambridgeshire Grange is a drought year. At some point of the year, we get a dry period, and we have to farm with that in mind. And this area here, the soil here is what you'd call alluvial drift. It's all overlying chalk here, and it's quite drought prone here. It's great for hosting cereals, but not the best sort of cereal growing land.
Okay. So there's been that challenge as well.
You know, there's that challenge as well. The plots look great at the moment. I just hope we get enough rainfall through the summer, so when you come here at the beginning of June, they'll be looking great.
And with your farming business, with the mixed farm and the various different enterprises you have going on, what are the benefits to you for hosting cereals?
Well, as I say, it's my sixth time. Yeah. I really enjoy doing it. We've sort of probably averaged every other year, and that seems to be about right for us in the farm, because it does take quite a bit of time and takes quite a bit of input for us as well. But there's several things: seeing the trials here, looking at the trials, what's happening, and also meeting lots of people before the event at, like today, crop plot trial day, and also meeting people at the event as well, and going to all the seminars. You know, it's a massive, it's the big function every summer for arable farmers, and it's the big networking event as well. You know, when people can get together and meet and discuss these things. And you know, for the last 2 years, we haven't been able to do that. You know, I'm zoomed out and teamed out. You know, I look forward to getting out, meeting people, going and seeing things.
Okay. So is that why people should make the effort to come down and see everything that's going to be?
Well, you know, absolutely. It's, you know, nowhere's far now. You know, every arable farmer, forward-thinking arable farmer, wants to make the time to come down here and have a look. They could see crop plots, they could see new varieties of cereals being growing. There's new machinery here, and we got live demonstrations here of machinery actually working. And there's a lot of sort of very pertinent machinery at the moment, like inter-row hoeing, which we're doing this year. So, you know, if you read about something, come here, because you can actually see it happening and make your own mind up about it. Talk to some of the people who are practicing it, and some of the people who have the machinery. You know, it's absolute must. Come to cereals.